Wes Baker came to Pittsburg State University in the fall of 1996 as a talented but largely unknown freshman from Lacine, Kansas. And 5 years later, he left the Pitt State program as one of the most decorated linebackers in school history.
Wes was a young man that we recruited just up the road. Wes was one of those players that we figured when we recruited him, he would be a good, strong Rambo linebacker, somebody who would grow into that position and be a player. We had no idea at the time that he ended up being three-time All-American and All-Conference player and sixth all-time on the tackle charts, and just a good, steady player who had a great work ethic.
Baker redshirted in his initial season with the Gorillas in 1996, but by the next year he emerged as a frontline player. Baker broke into the starting lineup in 1997 and started 5 games, posting a pair of double-digit tackle performances and finishing the season with 41 stops. Even as a redshirt freshman, it was obvious to his coaches that Baker's work ethic and serious attitude were setting him up for big things.
Wes was one of those guys that had a very dry sense of humor, and you couldn't tease him a whole lot, and because he was serious all the time. And then I think later on in his career he kind of bought into the fact that you could have a lot of fun as you played football, but he was a serious individual, and when he stepped on the field, he's kind of like, if I compare him to someone, it'd be like Pinamani. You know, when they decided that it was game time, they were focused, ready to go, and they were the kind of players that could take over a game.
By his sophomore season, Baker began to emerge as one of the MIAA's top defensive talents. He earned first-team All-Conference honors after recording a team-high 86 tackles in 9 games, and he twice posted 16 tackle games against Missouri Southern and Missouri Western. An emergency appendectomy surgery forced him to miss the season finale, but his season highlights landed him honorable mention All-American recognition from Don Hanson's Football Gazette. More honors followed in 1999, when despite missing 2 games to injury, Baker compiled 66 tackles, including 10 stops behind the line of scrimmage, and in the final game of the season, a hard-fought 3-point loss to Northern Colorado in the NCAA playoffs, Baker made 6 tackles and grabbed 2 interceptions off of eventual Harlan Hill Trophy winning quarterback Court McGuffey. He repeated as a first-team All-MIAA selection, and he received either second-team or third-team All-American honors from 3 selectors: the Associated Press, Daktronics, and Football Gazette. As a senior in 2000, Baker joined elite company when he became just the Gorillas' 4th player to earn All-American honors in 3 seasons, and he made 119 tackles on the year, including 14 stops in his final game for the Gorillas, which was a hard-fought NCAA playoff loss to Nebraska Omaha. Baker completed his career as a consensus first-team All-American his senior year, earning first-team accolades from the American Football Coaches Association, the Associated Press, Daktronics, and Football Gazette.
If we looked at linebackers through the years since I started to say since I've been here, but I haven't been here the last couple of years, but from 1988 on, I don't think there's very many years, Dan, that we did not have a first-team All-Conference linebacker, sometimes 2, and a couple of years we'd have 2 and maybe even 1 honorable mention, and Wes is one of those guys that, as you look back in his tenure over his period of time, he was the guy that was the linebacker at Pittsburg State. Somebody that you could say, now that's the gorilla.
In all, Baker started 36 games and made 314 career tackles, the 6th highest total in school history at the time. To date, only 3 inside linebackers have made more tackles for the Gorillas than Baker, and history will remember him as one of Pitt State's all-time greats.
And I know your dad's awful proud of you. I'm awful proud of you this time. It's my pleasure to welcome you to Pittsburg State University Hall of Fame.
Thank you for that wonderful video. That was great. I can't begin to describe the emotions I felt in coming here today to accept this award. So as I stand here today as one of the newest members of this Hall of Fame class, feeling like a freshman all over again. I can honestly say that this is the greatest team I've ever belonged to. It is truly an honor, and I'm very honored. When I got the phone call from Coach coach back, my wife and I were riding home from work, and it was a very surreal moment. I was in total shock. And later that evening, I was sitting around and what does this really mean? Does it mean that I'm one of the best football players that ever played at Pitt State? Is that what this means? And I said to myself, no way. It means you don't receive this honor that you don't share when you don't share with people. My whole career, I was blessed with great people around me. On and off the playing field. So many talented athletes who got the job. I could never been the player that I was or the person I am now without those people. So I'd like to take a few moments thanking the people that played influential roles in my development as a player and as a man. First and foremost, I'd like to thank God for giving me the physical and mental skills to play this wonderful game. I truly appreciate the gift and very thankful that I was given the opportunity to play football. Thank you to my parents. As they played a major influential role in my life. I never did that mistake. Thank you to my wife and kids for their ongoing support to my love for me. Pam, I know you went around for my playing days, but my goal when I met you was to make you believe as an adult that I succeed. Thank you, my sister Lisa, and my brother-in-law Kevin, for being here today and your ongoing support to Lead Live. And I thank you for giving me the opportunity to coach your boys. I had so much fun doing it, teaching them the game I love and the proper way to play. Thank you, my high school coach, and that's who's here today. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be here either. So thank you for that. Thank you to my position coach, Blake Larry Hurst. Coach Hurst was not only the most intense man I've ever met, but one of the most genuine as well. He truly cared for his players, treated us like we were one of his own. Thank you to all the coaching staff, all the past players that I played with. Some of you are here today. Like I said, without you guys, I would not be up here accepting this honor. So to me, this Hall of Fame class is extra special as I have close relationships with two of the other inductees. I first met Coach Garman at the '96 Shrine Bowl as he was the head coach of our East team. And I went into that experience thinking it was going to be, just another all-star game. We'd be able to practice once or twice a day, just kind of take it easy. And Coach Garman made it very clear that that was not going to be the way it was going to work. That guy worked our tails off for 10 days. Practiced 3 times a day, 100 times a week, and he made it very clear that we were not going to lose this game. And we did. So, Coach, just raising your middle name is legend. It's good you are. And you earned your spot. Congratulations. So I first came across the name DJ McGivern when I was watching the 1995 National Championship game on ESPN. I think it was something like 25 degrees and DJ's out there with his shirt tucked up under his pad, six-pack showing, out there just running all over the field, just making plays, just killing it. And I remember sitting there watching, I was like, that's the way I want to play football. Just like we do. So BJ is one of the best linebackers ever played here. You've earned your spot as well. Congratulations. Congratulations to all the other inductees. And again, I thank you for this most prestigious honor.